Hello guys, DaellzoWoW here. Today in this video I'll be going through my arm spec with the talents and glyphs. Right, to start, got my specialisation here of the arms badge for DPS. Okay, now into the talents. For level 15 I've chosen double time. You can use charge twice in a row. Each use has a 20-second recharge time, and charge can only grant rage once every 12 seconds. Okay, the reason I chose this one is when in arena, if you're fighting for a mage, for example, and you charge in straight away, you put that, like, I think it's about 2 seconds stun on them, and once that's over they'll just blink out of the way, so that I can just charge them straight back again. So it makes it easier. So you've always pretty much got a charge there ready for you guys, that's why I chose that. Okay, level 30, it's a no-brainer. I hope every warrior has this one, to be honest. Whenever you are below 35% health, you regenerate 3% health per second. Okay, whenever you are struck by a stun or immobilize effect, you generate 20 rage over 10 seconds. This is really good in PvP and arena especially, so you're not faffing around using a skill to heal yourself like Impending Victory, which has a 10-second cooldown. So I think it's a 10 or a 30-second cooldown. So this, it will do, your character basically will heal himself automatically. You don't have to worry about that, you can just get on with the job ahead, just killing your enemy in the arena. Okay, for level 45 I've chosen Piercing Howl. Snares all enemies within 15 yards, reducing their movement speed by 50% 15 seconds. And that's good, especially in arena. You want any movement immobilizing effects you can get, because they're really good to use. And especially if you've got any casters or hunters, you can put that on them. You can get out of the way if you need to use bandage or anything like that. Okay, for level 60 I've chosen Dragon Roar. Roar ferociously, causing 34,352 damage to all enemies within 8 yards, knocking them back and knocking them down for 0.50 seconds. Dragon Roar is always a critical strike and ignores all armor on the target. Right, the end bit there, guys, is why I've chosen that. It's always a critical strike and ignores all armor on target, i.e. it will ignore their resilience on their PvP gear. So you can get some insane crits for this. I'm telling you guys, really insane crits. So if you pop Recklessness, Berserker Rage, same time, and then Dragon Roar, your enemies are going to be crying, basically. Okay, for 75, I've chosen Mass Spell Reflection. Reflects the next spell cast on you and all party and raid members within 20 yards for 5 seconds. So if you're fighting a mage, for example, and he's trying to cast a frostbolt on you, instead of you taking a damage for that frostbolt, it'll bounce back at him and he takes the damage for his spell, which is quite a good one. And I had some fun with this in arena once when I was against a Blood Death Knight, and he cast Strangulate on me, but didn't realise I'd just done Mass Spell Reflection, so he ended up strangulating himself, and he was in like the chokehold, basically just dangling off the ground. Made my life so much easier to get him. Okay, for the next one I've chosen Avatar. You transform into a Colossus for 24 seconds, breaking all roots and snares and increasing your damage dealt by 20%. So it's just basically another damage buff, guys. You know, that's why I use it. Anything which I can increase my damage is good to use. Right, next I'm going to go into my glyphs. First one of the mages. I've chosen the Colossus Smash. Your Colossus Smash also applies the Sunder Armor effect on your target. Okay, this is a good one to have, and the reason I use that, so you can get your Sunder Armor effect to stack to 3 without having to use that skill separately. You can still use your damaging abilities and it will do it for you. Okay, and the next one I've chosen is Death from Above. Reduces the cooldown on Heroic Leap by 15 seconds and increases its damage dealt by 100%. That's another good one to have, guys, especially if you're like me and you like to use your Heroic Leap off a target when you're attacking them. put it a bit further away from them, say 10 yards away, and then you can just charge straight back at them and interrupt them again. And put the stun on them, and you will get a critical hit. Okay, the next one, enraged speed. While enraged, you move 20% faster. Okay, that's a good one to have, especially in arena if you're chasing. Say if you've got a druid which you're trying to kill and he's on low health, and he decides to try and sprint away, you can use that and try and catch up with them and kill them whilst using charge or anything like that. Okay, these are the smaller ones, the minor ones. These don't really matter too much, guys. These are more like cosmetics. I've chosen 2 extra cosmetics to look cool. My last one has some use to me. Okay, let's go on with this. Okay, burning anger. When you get so angry, when enraged, that you catch on fire. Okay, I like that because you click Berserker Rage and your character's suddenly on fire. Okay, it's quite funny. Okay, next one, Blazing Trail. Your charge leaves a trail of fire in its wake. If you're going to charge, why not do it with some style? Okay, so when you charge, you just get a nice little trail of fire following you, which does look quite cool. And now this is the one which I said has some use to me in arena. Okay, Intimidating Shout is the guy. All targets of your intimidating shouts now tremble in place instead of fleeing in fear. Because if I've got my 2 enemies in arena, if I'm doing 2s for example, and they're quite close together, there's a healer and a DPS, I can put that on, stun them both, go for whichever one I want, bring them down, and I don't have to worry about the other one walking around in fear basically and trying to find them again. It just keeps them in place so I know exactly where everyone is. Okay, now some of the most important attributes for PvP are very obvious, to be fair. First thing you need for definite is resilience. Okay, what that does is it reduces the amount of damage that you take from other players, basically like a dodge for PvE. And the most important one, if you're wanting to do damage whilst in arena or rated battlegrounds or normal battlegrounds, is your PvP power. Okay, what that does is it will ignore a certain amount of your enemy's resilience, and so you can hit them for harder. Okay, that's a really good one to have. Right, I hope you found this video a bit of use to you. If you need to contact me, if you want anything else done in another video, do not hesitate to go to my website, which I'll leave a link for below, and there will be a contact forum, and whatever you want to see in the video, I'll put there. I can put crits, whatever you want, or more in detail about PvE specs, let me know, and it'll be there for you. Right, please subscribe and like, and there'll be more videos out soon, which will hopefully be more arena and battlegrounds. Right, as always, thank you very much.